Hello and welcome to another edition of Forkful of Noodles. I'm Krish Mohan. Generation after generation, we have been trying to find God. I've driven across the country and seen billboards with a photo of a baby that read, "The Proof of God." Wait, that's it? That's all it takes for some people to prove that God exists? Spawning? I mean, if that's the case, then maggots are bug spawns. Are they the proof of God too? If you're religious and you winced at that, then you live with a false logic. And if you didn't wince, then you have strong convictions, I guess. Look, babies are great. I'm told that they are the future of mankind. They've also somehow figured out how to make bubbles with their mouth. But the proof of God? I mean, what about nebulas with colors that don't exist on Earth? Supernovas that created the heavier elements and the carbon in our bodies? Flocks of birds at sunrise, the aurora borealis, or Ryan Gosling? None of those things have woken somebody up every 2 hours and spit up all over my good jackets. We are on the constant hunt to prove that God exists. Maybe we'd all find God if we put them on the side of a milk carton. Have we tried putting up flyers with a picture of God on it? If we did, I guess it would be drastically different and say drastically different things. Missing God. Tall, bearded, and glowing. Pretty deep and warm voice. Will smite when angry. Missing God. Blue lady with a trident. Loves mac and cheese and will try to negotiate with you as a source of a resolution. Will smite when angry. Missing God. Half bear, half elephant, half goat. All deity. Loves berries and also answers to Biggie. Will definitely smite when angry. Theoretical physicist Michio Kaku claims that math and physics can be used to show that God is likely a mathematician. Oh, this just in. Atheists are now denouncing math as a viable subject and are protesting to get it out of schools. The devoutly religious finally have their day where a respected scientist says that there is a God and he's most likely likes algebra. This means the churches are no longer going to be painted with dead saints, but rather living equations. Okay, so Dr. Kaku isn't saying there is a God, but rather that there is a force that exists that controls the way things work, and we figure that force out through physics and math. Oh, this just in. The religious are now back to hating physics and are trying to get it out of schools. But they're going to keep the equations because they're prettier than the saints. According to Dr. Kaku, there is an equation out there for this force that unifies all the other forces and makes sense of the mysteries of the universe. Well, okay, smart guy, what's the equation? Oh, it's pretty simple. Take an open mind, add an open heart, subtract arrogance, divided by hate, and multiply all of those with understanding. I don't know it, and Dr. Kaku doesn't know it. Quite frankly, if there is a God, I bet they forgot it. Come on, it's been so long. You don't think that the gods are a little senile after a few millennia? Your grandpa can't remember what he had for lunch and he's barely 100. It's probably impossible at this point. There are so many things in this universe that we just don't understand. Our laws of physics break down as we get closer to a black hole. We don't know what's deep down in our oceans or how Ryan Gosling gets his eyes to be so damn dreamy. The universe and the notion of gods are complex, and as Neil deGrasse Tyson has said, the universe is not obligated to make sense to humans. In the grand scheme of it all, we're the tiniest fragment of a very small corner in the vastness of the universe. Our arrogance says that we need to find the one answer to all the questions, but you have to figure it out. I mean, no one's just going to give you an answer. It's like taking a math test. You can't just put down that the answer is 3. You have to show your work. So we have some work to do to get to the answer. And we might not get to it. We probably won't. Our brains at this moment are not big enough to handle the scope of this equation, even if it's a small one. And if we do find the one equation that explains how all of this works, then life is going to get pretty boring. I mean, you can figure out all of the answers all the time? Great. Now what? You're probably going to have to jump to another universe to get some mystery and excitement in your life. And if the immigration system in one country, on one planet, in one galaxy, in one corner of this universe is this bad, I can only imagine that the interdimensional immigration system is probably all sorts of hell. The wait list has to be incredibly long. And I hope the next universe that I go to has this race thing kind of figured out. Whether or not Dr. Kaku admitted there is a God or not isn't the point. The point is that through math and physics and being open to possibilities, we have a chance to figure out the universe that we're a part of. We have to throw away our arrogance and see that things are most likely interconnected by something. And whatever it is, we probably won't fully understand it or know what it is, but it's out there. Science is working on figuring it out. Religion says it has figured it out. The point is that the concept of God and the vastness of the universe are way too big for us humans to actually understand and comprehend. I'm not sure if everything is interconnected by a force, but I like the idea. If everything is linked up, then it makes it even more important that we all start taking care of each other and treating each other with respect and kindness. Do you really think Ryan Gosling wants to be with some know-it-all arrogant jerk? That's been your Forkful of Noodles for this week. Thanks for tuning in. I have live shows coming up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Ohio, and Indiana. For all those dates, you can go to ramennoodlescomedy.com. And if you want some exclusive Forkful of Noodles and stand-up content, you can subscribe to my Bandcamp for as little as $5 a month. And you can also donate to the Patreon to support all the DIY endeavors. And be sure to subscribe to my new podcast, Taboo Table Talk, on iTunes, Stitcher, and Libsyn. Thanks for getting into it.